Good afternoon, everybody. Rusty Blackwood here, and I'd like to welcome you to my loft once again and wish you all in Ontario here a very happy Family Day. Um, this holiday was added in February by Premier Dalton McGinty, who was Premier at the time in 1990, when he decided that he would add an extra holiday to wintertime, um, so it wasn't so long between New Year's and St. Patrick's Day. We do have Valentine's Day, of course, but I mean, that's not a statutory holiday. And so he decided that he would put an extra holiday in there somewhere. It gives a long weekend to people working and kids in school. And And so here we are on Family Day, February 21st, 2022. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about in this video. It's a very nice day here. It's nice and bright and sunny. My loft is very bright, and I love it when it's like that because it's, I don't know, I think everybody, when the sun shines, you just feel better, you feel more energized, and feel like doing something, as opposed to when it is overcast and dull and cloudy like it can often be this time of the year. And so the nice thing about it, I mean, we're moving closer every day to spring, and the days are getting longer. More daylight is coming every day. I don't notice so far in the mornings the daylight coming earlier yet, but it is definitely lasting longer in the day, well into almost 6 o'clock now, or after 6 o'clock, before it is totally dark. And so right now we're on standard time, and I believe it will be the end of March or thereabouts that we go on to daylight savings time, which myself I don't particularly care for. Excuse me, because I feel like I'm always running behind, trying to catch up, and but that's obviously that's just me. But a lot of people very much like daylight savings time because they feel that of course they have the time when the time states whatever time it is and it's daylight yet at night. I guess everybody feels that they've gotten a much longer day, especially if their work takes them outside, where they're working outside, where they require the light. Um, and of course, the time is an hour ahead of what the sun time actually is. Um, so, but I don't know. I like standard time. I kind of wish that it would just stay that way year round. I understand Saskatchewan has never ever changed their time. They stay on standard time all the time, and so Saskatchewan would be let me see, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta. Alberta is 2 hours behind us, so I would think that I should know this, but I don't. Um, I know that the West Coast is 3 hours behind, and as you go across the provinces, you're going back an hour, and if you're going to the East Coast, you're going forward in time, so you're adding an hour, and but I think Saskatchewan, I will venture guess to say I believe it's about an hour behind us, because I know Alberta is 2 hours behind us. And so, anyway, you know, it is what it is, and trying to keep people happy sometimes isn't always the easiest job for whoever is put in charge of that. But so anyway, today I just don't know really what I'm going to speak about. I hope everybody is having a good family day here in Ontario, and I hope that if it's possible, I hope you get to spend it with your family or, a really good friend. That, friends are like family, very much so. Um, and I hope that everybody has a good time. Um, I think that maybe later I will take a drive and go over and see my eldest son, Jamie. His wife is up north right now visiting a very good girlfriend of hers, and she's coming back tomorrow. And and so Jamie is on his own, and so I think I might pop over after a while and have a little visit with him, and before I come back and see what I can get myself into today. Um, I'm getting very close to finishing Return to Autumn, which is the follow-up, the sequel novel to The Perils of Autumn, and um, and I hope that I'm going to be able to have this ready to send off to the publisher in for to be published this spring, to come out late this spring, and that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I have been when I speak about Return to Autumn coming out. That is the time frame that I'm aiming for, and I hope that I'm going to be able to meet that. Um, when you self-publish, you don't always, it's like you're going day by day by day. You're not because you don't have a team working for you that takes your manuscript and once it's submitted and gets everything ready and sets up the marketing and does everything. Um, when you self-publish and you're an indie author on your own, that all falls on you to do. You got to get it ready to be sent to the publisher, and then it's just you working back and forth with your publishing rep and the designer, whoever is designing the interior of your book, and the cover. It's the same thing with the cover. And so, I mean, you're not working with a team of people. You're just sort of working one on one, so to speak. And and of course, then um, it takes a while for things to go back and forth. If there needs to be any revisions, any corrections done, and that all takes time. And so when you get closer to the end of the process, then you have a better idea of exactly when this is going to be coming out, so that you can, you know, get your marketing in order and get your press release ready and things like that, so that you can promote that it's coming, and this is when it's going to be coming, and this is when it's going to be released. And so, keeping fingers crossed that hopefully it will be probably late June, middle June to late June, probably before it's actually ready to be released, and that it will be coming out. I mean, it depends on how fast it goes in production. It could even be sooner, but that's the time frame that I'm looking for right at this present time. And so I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's been 3 years since The Perils of Autumn came out, and usually I always try to do a book every second year, and but of course with everything that's been going on these last 2 years, um, it's been impossible to do anything, and I've said so many times, like, thank God for internet, because if it wasn't for internet, um, you know, there would be absolutely no outlet whatsoever, no venues, no nothing, and so but it is what it is, and so it just, we make the best of it, and I make the best of it, the best I can. And so, anyway, I don't know really what else much to speak about today. Of course, I don't want to have a political video here like I sometimes do, but they are supposed to be voting in Parliament today to see whether this emergency order, needless emergency order, is going to pass or not. Um, they've been in-house debating for the last few days, and so I've got an idea that it's going to get passed. Apparently, it's supposed to be presented for 30 days if it's allowed to be passed and put in order. That the order will stand for 30 days. And I mean, it's a needless order. All he had to do, all Trudeau had to do, was, if he didn't want to go and speak with the truckers delegation that wanted words with him, that wanted to speak with him, to present the reason for the protest, for the convoy in the first place. They were just asking for all the mandates to be dropped. And that's all they were asking for. And the mandates, the COVID mandates, are being dropped all around the world. Different provinces already have dropped them, and this is what the organizers for the Freedom Convoy 22, for the protest, this is what it was all about, and this is what they wanted to discuss with government. And very simple, very cut and dried. But of course, the government would not meet. And if they had met or sent a delegate, I don't know if that's the proper word, but someone representing the Prime Minister then, to speak with those wishing an audience from him, then could have been solved. Could have been solved weeks ago. But that wasn't happening, and so I think our Prime Minister, and rightfully so, is embarrassed because of the way he carried on about this. And when he realized that it just wasn't 100 trucks, and it wasn't a fringe minority that were showing up to present the way they felt and what they were asking for, which was, it was straightforward. It was certainly something that was very important. And when he was proven wrong, he was embarrassed. I mean, he won't even sit in the House when he's questioned about it by the opposition, because it is showing him for, I'm sorry, the coward that he is. And he just walks out. I mean, how can you solve a situation when you won't sit and talk about it, debate it, discuss it, and arrive at a conclusion? But so today is supposed to be the vote for it, whether this emergency measures now go through. This was the PM's way of handling all of this, was just put everybody under martial law, basically, and send in the thugs, and brutalize people, peaceful protesters that were there in support of the truckers and what they were asking for. And these are hardworking people. These are the backbone of the country. And they don't need to be dismissed and brushed away as though, how dare these lowlifes request an audience with the government, whom they pay taxes to continue to run. We all do. Government is servants to us. It's not the other way around, but that's the way it's been conducted from the beginning of Trudeau anyway, and I think Harper, and I think a long time before then. And so I'm hoping that common sense, if that's possible, in the government, the entire government, not just the Liberals, but the Conservatives, and I mean the NDPs. That's, to me, that's just a joke. And the Green, I don't know. They haven't been conducting themselves as a proper government for a very long time, and they're certainly not for the people or the country. It seems that they're there to govern. They're there to serve. They're voted and put in there to serve us. And we don't serve them. And I don't know when they're ever going to realize this. I'm sure, they just won't, because they're after power, and the more power they get, the more power they want. And that is what this is all about. And it's the same in a lot of the provinces. And the premier here in Ontario, I met him, and at the time I thought that he was a good man, and I thought that I took him at his word. I took him at his platform that he was going to do what he said he was going to do, and instead of turning his back to the people of this province. This year is election year in our province of Ontario here, and I'm not going to be making that mistake again. I'm not voting for him. I'm not going to vote for a traitor, and I think that of course now he's doing another turnabout, because he's found out where his dictatorship has gotten him, and so now, of course, now he's again man of the people, and it's just, sorry, a little too little, too late. And so, but that's that. I'm not going down that rabbit hole, and it is what it is, and I'm hoping that things will, common sense and level heads will prevail. I still feel the truckers have a victory, not the government. The truckers were victorious in what they set out to do, and I think one of the main things they did was reunite this country, and because it has been, Trudeau has divided it so badly. Now you can meet people on the street, and they have a smile for each other, and they have a handshake, and they're glad to see one another and discuss whatever they want to discuss without feeling like they're committing a crime. They are not supposed to be doing this. That your neighbor is your enemy, and you have to stay locked in your house and keep yourself subservient, and that's going to be no more. So if the truckers' convoy did anything at all, it certainly brought unity back to this country in all colors, all creeds, and that is wonderful. And it is a movement that has started, and it is not stopping. And if I were sitting in Parliament, I would be paying attention to that. because maybe my job isn't going to be for much longer. And so anyway, I'm going to close this video. I'm not going to let it go on so long today because I mean, Family Day is a holiday here in Ontario, and that is the only place that it is. It's nowhere else, and especially readers in the States that follow my videos and things like that, they would begin to know what on earth I'm talking about. They wouldn't be interested. And so I think the next video that I will be doing will probably be St. Patrick's Day, and the wearing of the green, whether you're Irish or whether you're not. And and March 17th is my youngest son Jason's birthday. And it is my eldest son and his wife Corinne's wedding anniversary. So it's kind of a special day for me. And so with that, I'm going to wish you again a very happy Family Day for all Ontarians. And I hope your day is going great, that you're enjoying it, and you have a really good evening. I also wish God's blessings to each of you, and continue to be strong and, you know, stand firm and continue onward and upward. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.